We are here in Mexico with a group of about 30 teachers from Monarch Teacher Network. We have teachers from Virginia, Texas, Ohio, Canada, all around who've gathered together to come and see this monarch area. We are here in Sierra Chincua, which is a monarch sanctuary in the state of Michoacan in Mexico. I'm surrounded by butterflies all around me, many more to the side of me, and we are about 10,000 feet up. You can also see in the background some of the Oyamel fir trees, which is where the butterflies overwinter here in Mexico. We've had the unique experience of seeing some mating behaviors here today, which my students have never seen. We've been able to see some puddling, where the monarchs are able to replenish not only their water, but also some minerals from the mud sources. So we've been able to see some really unique things that we teach about, but aren't able to show the students firsthand. This experience relates to our students in Woodbridge, Virginia, in that it gives them something really meaningful that they want to preserve. So when we teach about conservation, for some students it's very easy for them to want to save the polar bears, but we can't take the polar bears in our classroom. We can take these butterflies in our classroom, make them feel really passionate about conserving these butterflies, conserving the areas where they overwinter, so that they can continue to see them for generations and generations. Well, students will learn a lot about what the monarchs actually have to overcome as they travel from Canada sometimes all the way down to Mexico, thousands of miles. They have to deal with weather changes, they have to deal with habitat loss, they have to deal with food sources being depleted. When they get here to Mexico, that's not the end of it. They have to survive sometimes a very harsh winter to actually make it to spring and have those food sources available, readily available, to start the whole process over again. So one of the things for our students that really captures their imagination is how the butterflies really make it and everything they have to overcome along the way. It's an amazing story. It connects us to Mexico, it connects us to Canada, and it also allows for us to do a more multidisciplinary approach. We are not just teaching about the science of butterflies. We're oftentimes teaching about language. We can incorporate math skills, so it can really be more of a multidisciplinary unit. We're also going to take back some of the culture to our students. We're going to be visiting a school here in the next couple of days, and so they're going to get a taste of the experience on the other side, what Mexican children are experiencing in their schools, and how this relates to them in their classrooms. We also want to take back one of the most important things we want to talk to the students about is how not only do they live here in Mexico, they also live in Canada, they live in the United States, and it's really a partnership between all of us to come together and really preserve these monarchs. And it's not just the responsibility of the Mexican people, it's not just our responsibility to grow milkweed and plant flowers, but it's a shared responsibility. So for us, it's really more about the conservation. How can we conserve this area? Global warming is a big part of that. If global warming continues as it is today, continues on, this area will not be as it is. It will change. The temperatures will rise. These fir trees will not be able to sustain life here, and therefore the butterflies won't be able to overwinter here. And we talked about the fact that there may still be butterflies in the world. It might not be that they go extinct, but we won't see them in North America. We won't see them in Canada. We won't be able to bring them in the classroom and share that experience with our students. Nothing conveys what this experience is like until you're actually here. If you come here, you can't just walk away from it and go back to your normal life. You want to do something. You want to do more than you've done. Even if you've taught about butterflies and brought them in the classroom and your students know all about the life cycle and migration, you want to take that step forward and do even more. So that's why it's really important that people come here and see it for themselves.